of town where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing, except an old crow's, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
Dr. Seuss, an author who may have been tall, wrote, "A person's a person no matter how small." Under these words lay a most pleasant man, who wants to help Earth in every which way he can. From writing of turtles who crave tyranny, to mooses who wouldn't say no to a flea, he made up strange words so he wouldn't see clearly, the important beliefs that he held on to dearly. So listen quite close to the old Onceler's tale, about chopping down trees and how that can all fail. Please pardon my rhyming, for I'm being obtuse. I now present The Lorax by Dr. Seuss.
Well, where's the Lorax? And why was it here? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of Miff Muffer Moof. And on special day midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. At the end of a rope he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in, dink, dink, 15 cents, and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he grunts, "I will call you by whisper-my-phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone." Slop! Down slops the whisper-my-phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear. "I'll tell you," he says, with his teeth sounding gray, "how the Lorax was lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swami swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. I knew just what I'd do. I loaded my cart. In no time at all, I built a small shop, and I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a guzzle. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. "Mister," he said with a sawdusty sneeze, "I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs." He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. "What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft?" "Look, Lorax," I say, "there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses just far beyond that." And Lorax said, "Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth would buy that fool thneed." But the very next minute I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great. "That is a great thneed." He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. "You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy." "I repeat," cried the Lorax, "I speak for the trees." "I'm busy," I told him. "Shut up if you please." I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts and said, "Listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Niche." And in no time at all in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all making thneeds just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Cheerio, how my business to grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffulent trees at one smacker. We were making sneeze 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up no more. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped,
I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. Now thanks to your chopping my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round.
I, the old once, felt sad, you know, but business is business. And business must grow. I meant no harm, most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I went right on bigger and selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I'm the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snoggled, he snuffled, he sniffed. Once he cried with a cruffulous croak.
Once you're making such smogulous smoke, my poor swami swans where they can't sing a note. No one can sing with smog in their throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. And what's more, said the Lorax, his dander was up, let me have a few words about glubbity glub. You glump in the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for the gills are all gummed. So I'm shinning them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, and such is some water that isn't so smeary.
Then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I said, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you that I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm biggering, turning more truffula trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. But at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the field came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree, and we heard the tree fall. The very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more thneeds, no more work to be done. Soon all my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggled stars. Soon all that was left beneath that bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, and the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me this glance. Just gave me this very sad backwards glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face as he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And the only thing the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word. Unless, whatever that meant, I just couldn't guess. Well, that was long ago. Each day since that day I've sat here and worried away. But now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is gonna get better. It's not. So, catch. Truffula seed. He's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula. Treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest. Protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends